Wave Powers is a company that generates electricity through ocean waves. It's an Israeli company now about to be listed in Stockholm at First North. And we have with us Inna Braverman, CEO of Wave Powers. Hello.
Hello.
Companies and scientists have been experimenting around how to make electricity from wave for many years.
Yeah.
What would you say is unique with your technology?
So wave energy has been seen as a huge energy source for many years. According to the World Energy Council, wave energy can actually produce twice the amount of electricity that the world produces now. But most of the scientific attempts to really harness the power of the waves were done in the offshore, means 4 or 5 kilometers into the sea. And most of the companies that went offshore, they struggled with very high costs of the equipment. You need ships, you need divers, you need underwater mooring and underwater electrical cables. The reliability is very low because in the offshore you have waves of 20 meters and even higher. So no man-made equipment, stationary equipment can survive the loads by 20 meters wave height. They had problems with getting insurance because of the high prices, and environmentalists, which were supposed to be the greatest supporters for wave energy, were actually objecting it because it was creating a new presence on the offshore, a new presence on the ocean floor.
And yours based on land, or?
Exactly. Ours is based on existent man-made structures, such as piers, breakwaters, jetties. So you have these big structures, big cement structures everywhere in the world. They are built in the middle of the ocean to protect the local population and to protect the ports that are located on the coastline, but they're not used for anything but breaking the wave. So we take something that is unused and we turn it into a clean, renewable source of electricity. And by doing that also, only 10% of the cost of the equipment is on land. Only 10% of the cost of the equipment is in the water, 90% is on land. So that's why you're saving a lot of the costs, the reliability goes higher, we're able to get 100% insurance for the systems, and of course the environmentalists are supporting us.
And how far are you in the development today? Can you offer products to customers already?
Yes, so that's actually what's really different in our company and also in the listing that we're doing, is that actually EcoWave Power finished the core of its R&D. We already have a working power station operating in Gibraltar since 2016. It's actually the only wave energy power station that is connected to the grid anywhere in the world. So it's a huge scientific breakthrough for the wave energy field. And right now we're looking to do the listing in order to raise the fund to build 2 commercial scale big wave farms, which will really be a big progress for the wave energy
market.
And
where will that be?
So one of the power stations is the expansion of the Gibraltar power station. We have a PPA, a power purchase agreement, signed with the government of Gibraltar for 25 years. And we're actually expanding the station to 5 megawatt, which is 15% of all Gibraltar's energy needs, and the second one will be in the UK.
And how would you describe the interest for your technique? Is it big around the world, or is it going to be big, or is it already?
Listen, the demand for renewable energy right now is very high. According to the forecast, the energy needs of the population is supposed to grow by 25% by 2040, which will require $2 trillion in yearly investments every year. Wave energy will definitely be a great part of this mix, because the advantage of wave energy that it can produce electricity in the day, it can produce in the night. So solar energy, for example, is an amazing resource, but when there's night or cloud coverage or winter, you cannot produce any electricity. Wave energy can produce 24/7. So really the interest in wave energy is amazing. Really, when we opened the Gibraltar power station, we got contacted by governments from all over the world. And really, we're at a point that we're kind of scaling up, we're growing the company, and we can't even meet the demand right now. So it's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem. You're not profitable today. When will you be profitable? What is your forecasts?
So basically, we're looking to break even at 2022. Our biggest revenues we will see, of course, upon the completion of the first 2 commercial scale power stations, because the most significant revenues we're making from the electricity sales into the grid. For us, 2022 is also a key year, since in that year we're expecting to be able to get debt financing, which means that we will not have to perform any more equity rounds. We could actually build power stations with funding from banks, same like solar and wind energy. And for both solar and wind energy in the past, the debt financing have been critical for the construction of many power stations. And this is something that EcoWave Power is looking forward to reach to that point.
And then a question that I think very many people are curious about. Why choose a listing in Stockholm instead of Israel, for example?
So first of all, Stockholm, 53% of Sweden's energy is made from renewable energy. So the level of openness and the level of awareness of the population to the importance of renewable energy is astonishing. It's amazing to see a country that is doing so much. Second of all, a big part of our project's pipeline, we currently have 160 megawatt in the pipeline, and a big part of it is in Europe. So for us, being a European company is a strategic decision. It's important to say that we're not only coming to raise funds here in Stockholm, we're actually coming to establish a local entity. So we're creating a share swap between the Israeli and the Swedish company and actually becoming a Swedish company. So we are going to hire engineers and project managers and marketing teams here in Sweden to support our European projects. And another reason is because there is a comparable. There's a company called Minesto in ocean energy, which created, I think, very good awareness. They had very good acceptance by the population. I think their valuation grew 5 times in the last 5-6 years since they listed. And the fact really that the population knows ocean energy, it's a very key thing for listing. Not only on the exchanges you have, of course, ocean energy companies. And I think that EcoWave Power is a bit more advanced. We already have grid-connected power station, plus we have commercial projects that we're looking to execute. And I think that given that fact, our acceptance in this market should be also positive.
Yeah. And finally, how would you describe the interest from the institutional investors around your company when you're doing your roadshows?
So actually, the institutional interest is very good. We receive very positive feedback. I think really the presence of the institutional investors in our listing will provide the stock the stability that it requires from the long term. And also we have a good interest from retail investors, which I think will provide the kind of demand factor for the stock. So I think really we have a very good balance between institutional and retail, and it will assist, of course, with the listing and with the stock price.